Ooh, there's a red box.
There's a red box.
And not like the ones that you can rent movies out of.
Or at least used to. Are there still any around? I think the company's like kaput.
Oh, man. There's just no way to like rent physical media at all anymore.
No, it's physical media. I mean, we're jumping right into.
Is our cold open?
You're right. You're right. There's definitely like a market for it, but at the same time, I don't know if the market's big enough because still like companies aren't producing new players for stuff. I mean, you could still get like DVD and Blu-ray players and stuff, but
Right.
some of the companies aren't producing like the medium, like the physical, like the discs anymore. I think Sony or whatever is like, we're not releasing anything on discs ever anymore. Like they're done doing that. And, but there's still like a desire for it. And I partially because the encrapification of everything has hit, I feel like streaming across the board from music to movies and TV, streaming really hard, I think.
Yeah.
Everything's super expensive and segmented.
And there's so much of it is now available on one thing or another that it's like,
right.
You don't know who to even go to. Like half the time I'll be like, oh, I'm going to rent this thing on Fandango at home. And nope, I've got it on one of 5 different streaming services.
Right. And at least when it comes to like video, in my opinion, it's not worth buying a thing digitally because eventually you won't own that. You don't have that thing. Every service, even if the companies don't disappear, they'll sunset that service, and it might as well been like they went out of business because all your stuff's going to go away. Or I'm pretty sure there's been situations where sure, you buy it and it's in your digital library for as long as the company that runs that digital library has access to the license. It is possible they could lose that license, and then the thing you bought and should own will go away with that license. And that seems wacky.
Well, it was a Steam. Originally, that was one of the deals, and that was what was cool about Steam was that even if they did lose the license, you'd still have the game in some manner or fashion, and if not, they would send you physical media or whatever. Well, that ended real quick because there's stuff that you can't get at all.
Oh yeah, so, yeah, it happens a lot. And sometimes it's artificially like, I mean, I have them, they're in my library, but when Rockstar or Take-Two or whatever released the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, definitive edition of the trilogy or whatever, which was what? 3 Vice City and San Andreas. And they had some company remaster them or whatever, and it ended up being like a complete mess.
Oh no.
Part of the problem is Rockstar delisted all the original versions of that you could buy on Steam. So you can't even get the original non-jacked up remastered version if you didn't already have it. And they kind of went that extra step, the extra greedy step of there were really good mods for all those games, like remastered mods, like HD versions, HD textures and stuff. And they cease and desisted, I think, a lot of that out of existence leading up to it. Bad. Yeah. So stuff like that. Anyway, whatever. We're fighting a losing fight. You're not even going to be able to, you're not even going to own the devices that you access any of this media on anyway. So it's getting.
You're renting your phone.
No, it's fine. I have to call Melanie's phone.
Oh.
I'm guessing she misplaced it.
Speaking of physical media.
Well, there's a lot of junk tied into. Am I calling the right number? Okay. Welcome to Grawlix Nights, the Grawlix Podcast live show. I'm Randy.
I'm Jesse.
I'm calling Melanie's phone.
That is comedy.
Hey, Melanie? Yeah? It rang until it went to voicemail. It must be out of the car then. Okay. You let me know if you got it when you... Okay. Must be outside in the car. A lot of the age verification stuff. Like there's talk of like it coming to phones, and there's a lot of naysayer or like doomsday talk. Doomsday, you know what I mean? About it coming to operating systems.
Yeah, the villain for Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, Doomsday. Big,
yeah.
Bony, semi-exoskeleton looking guy.
Yeah.
But like operating systems, and the idea is like you have to verify your age or else it just won't work. And it's like, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that.
No.
That's not happening.
You come for the nerds at your own peril.
Right. They're trying though, man. That age verification for the children. Yeah, they're pushing that a lot. And it's not just here. It's a lot of countries. They're pushing it all over. They don't want anonymous.
Well, I know there's like states that are
anymore.
even getting on that bandwagon. Like states that are like, in the whole of this state, you can't access this app unless whatever. But also they don't know how to implement that. They're just saying it at this point.
Well, it's like the states that are like pushing for VPN bans. It's like, but how do you actually go about doing that? And that shows that you don't really like there's companies that use VPNs as like kind of a security measure or a matter of fact to access their, you can't do it. I don't know how they, like, I know there's at least some state that's already done it or trying to do it. I don't know how they went about implementing it, but
I mean, yeah, if the VPN works right, how would you know?
Right.
How could you even enforce that?
I know my internet connection, because the company I use, it's not like VPN. I'm not using a VPN. Well, I mean, I do sometimes, I suppose, but it's not like a static IP of like here. It'll switch, and sometimes it registers me as being in other states. And some of those other states, there are websites that they won't let you go to, and I don't like that. We don't have to get into what kind of websites I'm talking about, but
right.
It's like, I don't know, man. That's not for the kids. That's for one, getting rid of anonymity. Right. You know what the word I'm trying to use, online.
Anonymity. Yep.
And then also, like, in terms of what I was just talking about, weird puritanical stuff, where it's like usually the people introducing that kind of legislation are kind of the creepiest people. Like,
sure. Well, then they'll even like they'll even fund like research into things about why it's bad. Like why are these things bad? Oh, well, we said science, but really it's just Jesus.
Right.
Jesus knows what you're doing, and he didn't like it. Well, what Jesus is a nosy Nelly, apparently.
Ages in our bedroom, we have along the door, so you see it like when you're leaving the room. It's like a sticker or something Melanie stuck up there of Jesus, like waving out. He's like, I seen that.
Oh, well, what were you doing there, Jesus? Calm down.
Stop watching me sleep.
Yeah, it's creepy.
That's all that's happening.
Wait, you're Santa Claus?
Right. I don't like what we're talking about anymore.
It got real weird, didn't it?
It did. Wow. It did. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, let's go to something lighter, like The Punisher.
You're no kidding. I felt bad. I felt bad for taking up, because tonight was another one of those nights where Melanie got home and we had maybe like an hour to watch something. And generally I try to I'll ask her what she wants to watch, and then I'll try to lean towards like lighter, more uplifting stuff. She's been working all day. She don't need no heaviness necessarily. And this one, we got into this one, and I was like, we don't have to watch this. I'm sorry, this is pretty heavy. She was fine with it, but yeah. So
Holly did watch some of it too, because she got back from her walk, and she caught the final conflict part, which is just nonstop brutality. It's like if you hop in at that point, you're just like, what even is this show? What even is the plot? And I was like, yeah, you didn't get to see any of the plot. So like, I just did watch the very, very last part of it on my own, because I was like, yeah, this is too much.
It is pretty. Hold on. Hey, Melanie, did you find your phone?
I did.
Okay.
Love you.
I love you too. Sleep well. I just want to make sure she's watching. Jesus is watching you. I think she's already in the bedroom. She's already in the bedroom. He's already watching. It's fine. That's the only room he watches in, though.
Yeah.
But what were we saying? Oh, there's a little bit more plot to it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't. Yeah, we'll get into it. Are we into it? Is that what we're doing?
I suppose. Yeah, let's get into it. So this was.
Is there anything else that we watched? Like, is there anything else that you watched?
I mean, I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but I watched, and I'm pretty sure I have seen this. So I watched the first Rocky movie last night.
Yeah.
And it was totally random.
It holds up.
Well, see,
it's a good show.
It's one of those movies where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I knew every beat. But I was like, I don't know how much of it is because I remember actually watching it, because I never actually remember sitting down, beginning to end, and watching the whole thing. But Rocky, and a lot of the Rocky movies, is such one of those things where even if you've never watched it, you've kind of just absorbed most of it through cultural osmosis. Plus, It used to be on TV. I'm pretty sure I have watched the whole thing before. But it was one of those, I was like, I'm going to sit down and just watch the whole thing. And it was also kind of a random pick. I was just like, I'm going to open up. I don't even know what app it was on. Whatever app. Maybe AMC, because I jumped on that deal too.
Yeah, it probably was, because that's one of the few movies like they have the whole series on it.
Right. I was just scrolling to see what they had, and I was like, I kind of want to watch just an older movie. And one of the Rockies popped up, and I was like, do they have the first one though? Yeah.
Right.
It's good. It's
probably the only one worth watching.
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
Well, I do know.
I mean, like, they do not get better. Like, 2 is pretty decent, but you really don't have to keep going. Like, 2, you really don't even need 2. Rocky 1 does what Rocky is supposed to do.
Yeah, I do know about the franchise, and I feel like maybe the Rambo movies are a bit the same way, where it starts off as like a serious, legit, quality drama, and then just like becomes more cartoony and out there as it goes.
What was it? This is the original in crapification. We were talking about it earlier. Here we are again.
Well, it's like the First Blood is. It's like a serious meditation on PTSD before eventually the franchise is just like 80s action schlock, you know?
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know, if it took some of that schlock to get us to Creed, I really liked Creed, at least the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen
2
Creed.
Wasn't bad, but you know, it wasn't as good as 1, and 3 was like, okay, we're just into the same territory as Rocky now, where it's just like over the top nonsense.
It is interesting. The movie is good, and everybody knows Rocky. I don't really have to get into it. There's a couple things I'm curious about, and I wonder if I'm wrong. I feel like, first off, it's a 70s movie, right? What, 76? Film grain. It's very grainy looking, and I was like, yes.
Oh yeah.
Because like anymore, even older movies, they tend to like waxy it up, you know, try to get rid of the film grain. It's like, no, I like the film grain. But I almost feel like And if this is intentional, it was brilliant. Maybe it's just the darker scenes or towards the beginning of the movie. A lot of that movie takes place at night, but I feel like it started grainier, and eventually like the film grain quality got better as it went along. And if that's intentional, if they were using like intentionally grainier film stock, and then as his like life was improving, I don't know if that's true or not, but it felt like they were using higher quality film stock as the movie went on. And I was like, if that's true, like that's kind of like a brilliant little technical thing of like he's getting his life together and it's everything seems cleaner.
Yeah. Huh. Now I'm curious about that.
Speaking, I'm probably totally off base, but I'm curious too. Speaking of cleaner, is it the Bronx? Where's this takes place?
Oh yeah,
70s like New York and all that, like movies that depict like 70s New York and Bronx and cities. Like, man, it just looks so filthy everywhere, all the time. It's crazy. Also, Adrian. Yeah. She had to overlook a lot of red flags before she hooked up with him.
For real.
And I know part of it is like modern mentality, but like I don't care if modern sensibilities are different than they were in the 70s. Being in a creepy situation is still a creepy situation. And I bet actual women in the 70s still felt creeped out in certain situations. She goes, he really high pressures her into going into his apartment. His apartment is just a pit, just a filth sty. He's making jokes about there's bigger bugs in there. You can come in here. And like, and then she wants to leave and he corners her. And then eventually they have a kiss and everything's okay. But it's like, man, that is a very uncomfortable situation.
Well, and like he somehow after getting hit in the head all that time, you know, like that's one of my problems with the series as it continues is that Rocky gets smarter, because in that first movie he is not an intelligent man at all,
but he is smart enough to know it. He says he's a moron, which I kind of love. That kind of goes a long ways to making him endearing, because he does just come across like an idiot.
Yeah,
he knows he's an idiot. He's like, you're smart and I'm stupid. We got pieces that fit, whatever, you know. Yeah, it was enjoyable. We don't have to talk that much about Rocky, but I liked it. And of course, once it hits that, like the montage, the classic montage.
Oh yeah,
it's hard not to be like, ooh, we in it now. We in Rocky now.
Kind of the boilerplate for you know most of the 80s. I mean, well, and then you get into one of my loves, which is jump right into the Karate Kid after that, you know, same director and whatnot.
Same director. Yeah, I had to look that up because I wasn't sure who directed this. What is that montage song? Because the lyrics are the most on the nose.
Getting stronger.
It's getting stronger.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
It's like, oh
man, I should know this. It's the Rocky theme.
The only way you could get more on the nose with the lyrics is like, it's a montage.
Gonna fly now.
It's like, really? Wait, that's really, at least Eye of the Tiger is like, I don't know, kind of abstract a little bit, but
when Eye of the Tiger, is that even play in the first one, or is that just for the second one?
No, I'm not even sure which one that's just the other like go-to montage song that pops in my head.
I know that it's a big deal in the third one, because that's the thing that Apollo keeps saying the whole time. He's training for Clubber Lang. Eye of the Tiger, baby. Eye of the Tiger.
Okay. This is kind of connected, and I guess maybe made the fight scene, the boxing match at the end, or I guess the climax of the movie was decent. I've been watching a lot of kickboxing, like just kickboxing lately.
Okay.
particularly Japanese kickboxing, because I don't know why it came across my feed, and then I've just been in it. And And I used to watch boxing fairly regularly. So I'll say the boxing at the end is pretty decent, but there's definitely some times where I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Sure.
A little bit of movie boxing, but that's fine. It's actually, I feel like, still pretty decent compared to
Well,
how
I
it
think
could
it
be.
was like several steps above what had come before it, but like now looking back, obviously
Right.
sports movie cinematography has grown leaps and bounds. So
there's so many shots, especially once they get into the little montage of the rounds, because they follows through like the first maybe 2 rounds or so pretty tightly, and then it's just like montage. There's so many shots of Apollo just like jab to the face, and Rocky's just taking every one, and it's like, dude, you can't just be taking punches in the face the entire however many rounds it is. It's but whatever, it's fine. It's classic.
It is a classic, that's for sure. Won him an Oscar for writing.
He wrote it. Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah, which
is interesting segue, because John Bernthal also wrote pieces of this. I think it's based off of something, but like John Bernthal had his hand in this, and so like I love it or hate it,
we're doing the macho movies tonight, kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
the macho sad boy movies.
So let me throw you a curve and talk about Good Omens.
Okay, right. Do it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot to say about it other than you really should not rush this kind of stuff. Like Good Omens 3, they put it out to kind of put a bow on the whole series or whatever. I was like, man, you should have just, I know that you left it on a cliffhanger and everyone hates that, but better to do that than to give us a sloppy ending. And that's kind of what they did. Like, you can tell this was supposed to be a series of television, and they just tried to make it one 2-hour long thing and call it good. It was, so you could just tell that everything was rushed about it. And I don't know, I guess it was all right, but like I don't know, putting it out there just to call it a day was a choice. It's always good to see those two actors, but like, I don't know.
Hell of a gap.
Yeah. When Derek Jacobi, I mean, like, you have a hell of a cast for this show. But yeah, they barely look like themselves again. I mean, Tennant always looks like himself because he's always just skinny dude. But but Martin, was it Martin Sheen? Not Martin Sheen. Is that his name?
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen. He's filled out a little bit since the last time we saw him.
Now, I know,
not in a bad way, but he just looks different.
I've noticed that with a lot of actors, and I think it's partially at a certain age. Like there's kind of a tipping point at a certain age where you start putting on the age weight, and sometimes I don't even know if it's weight. It's just like our bodies just start expanding, But I think COVID was also kind of rough on like a lot of people. I feel like COVID probably hastened the aging cycle for a lot of people. Just probably inactivity, being stuck at home, maybe stress, and maybe some people who caught it. But like there's a bigger noticeable difference, say like a couple year gap between 2016 and 2019 is much less noticeable for a lot of actors than between 2019 and 2023. Like that, it just seems like those years were harder on a lot of people than other years, which makes sense.
It was no picnic,
right?
It was definitely one of the weirder times of my whole life.
There's definitely actors that puffed up a bit.
During that
and
time period. Not just from ego either. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess my review of it is you could kind of skip it. I mean,
Okay.
if you just love it so much that you need more of it, it's not bad. It's fine for what it is. But
that's on
ultimately,
Amazon Prime.
I could have lived without it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other thing I've been watching is I cracked into Spider Noir, but we'll wait because I know you love some noir. So I mean, it checks so many boxes. Comic books, check. Nicolas Cage,
right?
Check.
We have to
Noir,
talk about it.
Check. I mean, like we could do the Summer of Cage between this and Mortal Kombat 2.
To be honest, I was I like that. I was almost disappointed they dropped the whole season at once.
I was too, a little bit,
because I was like, oh, this is actually like kind of the perfect series to stretch out on Grawlix to like watch and review. Not to say we can't do that, but
and they don't usually do that on Prime, do they? They
right,
usually
it seems kind of strange.
an episode at a time. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. Maybe that's just the way the deal worked for Sony. It was like, we're going to drop it all at once because as soon as the rights are over or whatever.
Oh,
I think it's a Prime, but it's a Prime thing, isn't it? Like,
Prime
didn't
production.
Amazon bankroll it, or is it just?
I'm pretty yeah, I think so. It's a weird deal, but
yeah. Well, I mean, anything that has Spider-Man on it is a weird deal because it's Marvel, but it's owned by Sony. But now this is going to be on Prime. I like what?
Yeah, it's kind of a mess. I was a little surprised when I initially heard that it wasn't like a Disney Plus thing. Seems like that would be a Disney Plus thing, but that's all right. We have Prime right now. I'd like to watch it, and it's got Nick Cage. Melanie will be down for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the Silvermane actor is so good. I mean, he's good choice. It's a good choice.
I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's one of those. There's a lot of like Wonder Man was interested. Like there's a lot of shows, superhero related TV shows that have come out in the last couple of years that just kind of like flew under the radar. And like Wonder Man, I think Melanie and I watched an episode or two of that, and it seemed good. Just kind of fell off of it.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be one of those, so I don't think it's going to be, not with Nicolas Cage. I'm definitely gonna have to jump on this one.
No, I actually was gonna try and stop myself from going further than 3 episodes because I was like, "There's no way we're gonna get more than 3." Like even if you did start it,
Yeah.
Like, how far would he get? But I know you guys, like, when you start something, you tend to like burn through it,
right?
And I still caught myself starting the 4th episode.
Yeah,
that wasn't the only reason I stopped is because I got a phone call and I was missing parts of it. So I was like, okay, well, I wanted to stop at 3 anyway, so I'll just go back and restart 4.
Yeah, I'm down to check it out for sure.
And it's interesting because it's a little more adult. Maybe that's part of the reason that it's on. No, because what we watched is on.
That's a good
on Disney Plus. I was like, oh, but I mean, like, he does a fair amount of swearing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe not full blown F-bombs, but like he says the S word a lot. So
that's a good segue because I know at this point we've had a couple Punisher series. I've still got to finish season 2, and some other stuff on Disney Plus. And the worry going into it was like the Netflix stuff was more adult. It was more on par with an R rating. Are they gonna like clean it up? And they have not. Man,
no.
This Punisher, what is it? It's one last kill. Is that what it is? Punisher. Yeah, One Last Kill. It's like 50 minutes. Really, with credits, it's like 40 something minutes.
Yeah, I was surprised when the ending came because I was like, oh, I thought there was 10 more minutes. I was like, oh, that's that.
It's pretty shocking. And I do remember like the Daredevil on Netflix and the Punisher show had some pretty shocking stuff, especially anything involving Punisher where it gets to hand to hand stuff and knives, like pretty brutal. But this show went way harder than I was expecting. I'm really still surprised that Disney's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, do this. I mean, as the consumer of these things, I'm glad. I appreciate that they're not watering it down. And I wouldn't say the violence is sadistic, but it's mean. There is some. There's some mean violence in this,
and pretty. Really, I mean, like gratuitous in a sense, but also not in that they're developing like an environment, and they want this inner city area to feel like a war-torn third world country kind of vibe, and it does.
It's so over the top. Okay, so there's not a ton of story. Basically, what was it? The crime family that was there has been wiped out. Is that the crime family that
the Newsies?
Okay, yeah. And so there's like,
it's basically one of the last groups that he had to get revenge on. Like he's taking care of a lot of the different groups that would have been involved in the death of his family.
So,
but this is where he's finally taken out that last piece.
Right. I guess, which also explains why he's so lost. The dude needs to be medicated. He's hallucinating. But so that leaves like a complete vacuum, apparently, where it's just like all the thugs and criminals. They're like, well, there's no mobsters to offer protection now, so everybody's just gonna run wild. But that first scene where he's walking down the street and it's just like, it's almost like a zombie movie, the amount of just chaos going on in the background, but it's just like apocalyptic. Just everyone, just a riot, but also you get the sense that like this is just how it is. It's just a constant riot 24/7. And the first time he's walking down the street and you see all this, Melanie, I think, was like, I don't think it's all like that. I think it's in his head. And maybe some of it was, maybe it's a little exaggerated, but by the end,
the reason that he was so normal, like he's just walking down the street like nothing's wrong, is because then it starts to overlap with the stuff that's in his head. But I think like a lot of that was actually happening.
Definitely by the end, it is happening. It's just happening for sure. Which also kind of, I think that's just the state of things, which is not sustainable. It's over the top. It's over the top, and it's like violence, and it's pretty bleak. It's a pretty bleak show.
Well, the cold open doesn't even have him in it. It has that old homeless guy with his dog. So it's like, yeah, this is setting the tone of this place is awful.
That I think that is because they know, everyone knows, like you can't kill the dog. So I think that is
that's why I was like, it's safe to watch with Holly now, because not even the Punisher is going to do this twice.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But like to go after a dog right off, yeah.
You think that was a John Wick choice?
I think that was a Purge comment choice. I think that was we need to weed all the viewers out that are not going to be able to deal with this, like that are not going to be happy with this right away. Kill the dog in a ridiculous manner.
Yeah.
You toss the puppy into traffic.
So awful. It's like one of the worst.
I mean,
one of the worst things I've ever seen in terms of that.
Yeah. I mean, you're not seeing puppy gore, but like,
no,
you don't have to. You don't have to see it. It's still horrible. I do a little bit feel like this is it's setting the tone, but also weeding out the viewers who are not going to be down with the tone of the show.
Right.
Which is a choice. It's a bold choice. It reminded me a little bit of, it's been so long. I think I've only ever watched this movie once, but The Crow City of Angels. And I remember watching this back in the day. And I remember my dad did not like it. Like we had rented it or whatever.
I don't think anyone liked it.
And one of his complaints is like, it's just anarchy. It's just like crazy things happening, people driving over broken glass. Like that's just not realistic. Like you couldn't operate like that. And this kind of felt like that. Like
Right.
This is not society at this point. You cannot continue operating like this for any period of time where it's just nonstop riot. Like the dude still
sent like the National Guard in at this level, you know.
Right. Like the one guy's still trying to run his business and stuff, and it's like you can't open your shop when it's just a nonstop 24/7 riot. I did like.
You're gonna keep losing your pen.
That was the worst part. That was gratuitous. And I don't think it's for no reason.
Right.
But I feel like we've had plenty of scenes establishing that Frank is unhinged and brutal and is just going overboard all the time. Like we don't necessarily need like another one. And that's felt like that's what that was. It's like, oh yeah, he's lost. Yeah. He's we know. We know. Yeah. It was great. I mean, it was great though. It's one of those things where I enjoyed the excess in it because it's like, dude, Wyatt, just stop. Like he stabbed him like so many times with this pen, and then like stabs him in the cheek, and it's like, why did you do that? That's not even. That's just being mean.
It was Chekhov's pen, you know, because you brought, you know, there was that moment where she's like, I don't know where my pen is. It's not in the basket. It's behind your ear. You know, like that
I didn't even catch. That's like, so funny. I didn't even catch that.
And we're like, you know, this pen is going to come into play later.
I bet that was a John Bernthal edition. I bet he felt pretty proud of himself when he wrote that in the script.
I mean, it's not a bad move. Honestly.
No, it's good. It's good.
But it's only obvious in hindsight, but and in the gratuitous nature of the use.
I know we're jumping all over the place, but so that was kind of like was that the final kind of like big kill? That was his final like fight.
Basically,
the guy before that, he throws him on the table in the back, and he did this thing where he kind of looked around almost to make sure no one was watching, and then like snapped his arm or shoulder or whatever, the guy's arm or shoulder with his knee, and then cut his throat. But it's like, were you looking around just to make sure nobody was going to see you doing this extra brutal thing that you didn't have to do?
Making sure the ghost of his daughter isn't there again.
That maybe, yeah, because the arm break was totally unnecessary. You didn't need to do that. Yeah. You were going to cut his throat anyway. Just do that.
What would Curtis say? What would Curtis say about that?
Right. Frank? That reminds me though, I did like the amount of like how much of this is in his head. And it becomes pretty clear that anytime he's talking to almost anybody, it's in there, it's in his head. But it kind of plays, I like the Karen Page cameo, there's whatever bit where it seemed pretty clear, spoilers by the way, where it seemed pretty clear she wasn't there, but then she's like, no, I'm here, and then touching, and then it's like, oh no, she's not there.
I wasn't sure, like, did they retcon some things? Like I don't remember if this version of Frank, if his whole family did die. I thought that like his kids were maybe living with someone else or his wife.
I don't think so. If they were all gone, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, they were
in the Netflix version anyway. Yeah,
right. It just seemed like he was like following a family, and I don't remember why in the first season of the Netflix show.
Oh,
but I don't know. It's been a long time, but I was impressed to see so many of the Netflix characters got cameos, like like Curtis. We hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, oh, it's Curtis.
Right.
Yeah, right. It makes sense. He's a big deal in this version of Frank. So, because they really have not really, like the idea was they were going to retcon and change some things from the Netflix series. But really everybody's been kind of the same. They've just kind of like time hopped is all they've really done. So I think they kind of decided against some of their retcons that they were originally going to do, because people have a lot of reverence for this property and where started. So
every time we see a Punisher thing, I know I mention it, but I think it's my favorite thing. Dude, his noises. Every time he attacks, he gets hurt, he jumps through a window or a wall. I can't even do it.
There were some times though, like in this one, like I usually don't have this problem. Like usually I can see him as Frank Castle, because he's been doing Frank Castle so much longer now.
Yeah.
But like there was a point in this where I was like, that's Shane. I'm watching Shane again. I haven't seen Shane in forever, but that's
no. He started doing the no thing, and I was like, are they trying to make a new meme?
Yeah.
Are they trying to go viral? Because this is the no. Wait. This is the Walking Dead thing. I thought that was funny. No, yeah, like his performance is good, but his sounds make me laugh every time.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's somebody. I don't even know who was doing it, but somebody we were saying how good he is as the Punisher, and I do believe that he is ostensibly the best Punisher we've had. Like,
sure, yeah.
No shade to any of those other Punishers. Well, maybe the Dolph Lundgren one, but Dolph Lundgren just got thrown into properties. He's like, oh, you're He-Man now. Oh, you're the Punisher now. You're just your action guy now.
Yeah, throw shade at Dolph Lundgren because he's just going to be Dolph Lundgren.
No shade intended. But like, yeah, John Bernthal has just been as good a Punisher as we could have hoped for. I mean, I feel like he checks a lot of the boxes that you need. If not in some seasons of whatever show you're watching, at least in others, it like course corrects. And we get back to kind of the heart of it.
I will say the lady that played, I guess, the surviving member of the Nucci family.
Yeah.
Felt a little hammy to me. Some of her line delivery felt a little... I'm the Punisher now, or I'm the one doing the punishing now, was a little groan worthy, and that's not totally her fault. That's just like a little hammy writing. But
and is she going to return in something like?
Yeah, they left that hanging.
That was the most baffling part to me, was how it ended, or how it didn't end.
Right, it just ended. God, he's so miserable. This is gonna sound terrible, but at a certain point when he's sitting out in the grave, he's just like, he seems on like he just can't stand it. This is not something I would actually tell. This is not actually advice I would give anyone. Part of me was like, dude, yeah, just do it. Like, what? You're not gonna get better. We've been through like multiple seasons of this, dude. You're cooked. I would, that's not, if he was an actual human, I wouldn't say that, but
no.
The big spoiler, I think the big development is like he decides, yeah, no, I'll still keep punishing. That's what I'm here for. I'm just gonna.
I saved the little girl that's kind of like my daughter, and that's made me realize that I need to kill people.
It kind of shows a little bit of the limitation to, because we've had this arc with him, I'm pretty sure multiple times already, varying degrees. Like that's his whole arc, is like. And I get it. Like he would not really ever get over it. And he is crazy. Like a sane person doesn't go on even if he's being a vigilante killing spree. But yeah, I think that's the whole, I was a little surprised there was no resolution to the whole story, but that was the whole thing, is like, nope, back to status quo. He found his why.
He found his why. Oh, it was a paper flower that he could give to his daughter, his grave daughter.
His brutality is they do a good point of highlighting his brutality. We already talked about the pen thing, but like when he took out the Nucci's the last son, and he pulled him out of the car and whatever and had him on the sidewalk.
Yeah. And some of this was montage. It's all flashback stuff.
Yeah. I expected like, okay, he's going to shoot him. No, he went for a head stomp. And I'm like, that was unnecessary, dude. You didn't have to
Yeah.
head stomp him in front of his mom. That's crazy. Like I think Bernthal likes. It's like, no, my Punisher is brutal.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
No question about whether or not his version is sane.
Right. Maybe that's part of the point, though, too, is like, because they hit on it, of course, where they kind of addressed directly, like, where he has disdain for the cops who were like, yeah, Punisher, because he's like, no, dude, I'm the bad guy. Like they kind of like made that point.
Right.
And maybe this is just him further drilling home, like, he's not a hero, man. He's doing this thing that he shouldn't be doing it, but also he's doing it in a really mean, vicious way. It's above and beyond.
When he puts the skull on, it's not
right.
He's not upholding the law.
And the puppy got revenge, or we got revenge for the puppy.
Yeah.
And that part
that was the real like full circle arc, which was interesting. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice. Like, there's a lot of things about this I actually like.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it where I'm like, there's a good idea in here, and I think it needs a little more finesse.
Right, a little more time in the oven. A little more.
I like it for what it is. It's fine. Like
the putting the bounty on his head. I was like, oh, is he going to get a bunch of hitmen coming after him? Nope. Just waves of like random thugs, random goons.
And did she put like a bounty on his head? Like
that's she put a small bounty on his head.
Small bounty.
Yeah.
People were that desperate for money that they're just like, man, I'm just gonna go after the Punisher.
I think that's what she was getting at, is like, people are that desperate. But it was ridiculous. And also, like, so the thugs just descended upon this apartment complex and just started attacking everyone. Like, what does that accomplish? Like, you're not going to get the bounty for attacking his neighbors. Like,
yeah.
He's also lucky he didn't kill any of his neighbors, but maybe he did. Maybe he wouldn't even care at that point. Punisher, that is.
Right.
It was such mayhem.
Well, yeah, he just started shooting. Yeah, and like that kind of a apartment complex situation, those walls are not going to be able to withstand that kind of firepower. We're talking military grade weaponry.
Well, and every time I noticed, like, the camera was somewhat careful to make sure that anytime he shoots somebody, they had some type of weapon in their hand, right? But there were a couple that, like, as soon as they come around the corner, like, he was already firing, and it's like, you didn't know those were thugs, dude. And there's at least one guy he shot kind of off screen where it's like, as far as I could tell, it just sounded like there was a dude on the ground struggling, and you just shot him. Like,
right.
Who was that guy? Yeah. Melanie had some fun reactions watching this. The main one being the knife or the pin stabbing.
The pins, yeah.
Several stabs before it was over. She's like, "That's enough. He's done. Just stop." It's like, yeah, I feel that. I get that. That's enough.
You want to be a zombie, Shane, because this is how you become a zombie.
Right. I feel like I might have to watch it again at some point to get a better grasp on how I actually feel. I don't think it was great, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I kind of appreciate how
I like it. It's just like, once the action hits, it's like so much action that like that's most of this runtime. Like, without the action, this thing's 20 minutes long or something like that.
And it's like 20 minutes of him just like kind of rehashing the same stuff we've already seen.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you're not getting a whole lot of new info about Frank in this. Other than we've never really seen his inner mindset. Like, that is a thing that's interesting about this, is that we're getting a lot more of just him. So it's all internal. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, enjoyable. Not, I didn't really know. I didn't have any specific expectations. This was definitely not it. Because a lot of times going into a Punisher, you're like, okay, well, you expect some like, I mean, there was mob stuff, but you expect it's basically a crime story, and this is not really that. This is just Punisher in a city that's a war zone. It's just Punisher in a war zone. That's all it is, and the war zone just happens to be like a normal city that's gone mad.
I mean, I'm interested to see if they will let him do more, or if they'll let someone else do another one-off. You know, like I think the Punisher is good for that. I would love to see someone try to like adapt the Max series, some of that, because there's some good storylines in there, and you don't get as much the Gonzo Marvel stuff with that kind of a situation. But now I'm curious to see, like, so we've seen what a Netflix Daredevil Punisher's like. We've seen what a Disney Plus Born Again Punisher is like, and we've now seen what Disney Plus on his own Punisher is like. And the next time we get to see Frank is in a
Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Which is like what, PG-13 if we're lucky. you know, I guess it'll be PG-13, but like
they'll do PG-13
with that, Frank Castle.
The trailer already showed how they're going to handle that, because he goes to say MFer, I think, or something like that, and before he actually drops the word, Spider-Man's like, ugh! Like something like that, right? Or something happens and he stops saying it. Like I think that's how they're going to handle that. Yeah, I don't know. But I also think we're kind of I feel like this Spider-Man's going to be kind of a darker one. Although I guess No Way Home was kind of dark, but.
Yeah, a little bit. But only after the.
Only after a certain point. Yeah, that's true.
Which someone on the internet pointed out that this is going to be the first Spider-Man movie without an Aunt May.
Oh, interesting. Think we're going to get flashback Aunt May?
Well, we almost have to, right?
I feel like we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about,
which is weird because Aunt May is a character that doesn't die. But I mean, you know, this being a different kind of universe, it's like that was the twist.
I watched a YouTube video, not long, it's just like a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe. Somebody talking about how that was a mistake. And I don't know. I still kind of like it. I mean, it's a bummer.
I think it was perfect.
I feel like it was good because
but it was perfect.
It gives the viewer, like, you've had 3 movies with her. It's Marissa Tomei. She's awesome. Everybody loves her anyway.
Right.
But you've actually had time to be attached to her as a viewer, and then kill her off, versus like Uncle Ben, who, like, he's gonna die. He usually dies in the origin story of the first movie, if they even cover it. So I feel like it's effective for that. But also, that scene still sticks with me. There's just like the little touch of her reacting to his, like, the look on his face, and her being concerned about him, like, oh, are you okay? Like, because he's got a look on his face because he knows she's dying. Man, that's still with me. That's still very affecting. It's kind of horrible. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that not long ago.
Well, it brought like an anchor to what was otherwise just bonkers multiversal concept. You know, I'm just like, all these on paper, that movie shouldn't have worked at all.
Yeah.
You know, like it checks all the boxes of what we've learned not to do in a superhero movie. You know, like, you shouldn't have multiple bad guys. You shouldn't have, you know, all this stuff. You shouldn't split the screen with 3 main characters that are the same character. Like, none of that should work. But they had enough tethers to pull it back down to earth in a way that made you care.
I know there's people like this out there, but I wonder what that movie's like to watch if you've never watched any of the other Spider-Man movies.
Gotta make zero sense whatsoever.
Right.
I don't know. But there's got to be people who have only seen the Tom Holland movies, and then this was their intro to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Right. That's a good point, especially younger people. And I know there's people even still that like tried to watch like Infinity War and stuff like that without watching like any of the other lead up movies, and it's like, what are you doing? You can't.
Well, then there was the people I remember when my friend Jenna, who way back in the day I interviewed for this show, when she had asked me, so do I need to read Age of Ultron? I was like, no, please don't.
Right.
This movie is not going to have anything to do with that comic series. Because like that comic series is set in a semi-future, and like Ultron has literally killed everyone, and yeah, no, it's not going to have anything to do with it.
So Spider-Man, are there any upcoming? What other upcoming comic book movie things? It's such kind of a mess. It was inevitable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like box office returns would decline, and studios would whatever stop pumping them out so much. People get tired of them. I feel like people start saying they're tired of them before they actually are.
I think movies in general are in a weird place because
yeah,
there's a Star Wars movie out right now, and I feel like a lot of people don't even care.
I don't think it's doing very well at all. Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah,
I don't think it's doing well at all.
I don't think it's because it's a bad movie. I think that people have kind of hit saturation point even with that property. And Mandalorian's great. I fully intend to see it at some point.
Right. Me too. I liked the show a lot. I liked Mandalorian. But you're right. Even when it was announced, people were just kind of like, "Meh, why isn't this just an episode?" It's like,
okay. I think that's the thing is what I like about the Mandalorian is it's not feature film breakneck speed. It's
right.
It takes as much time as it needs to, and that was my problem with Good Omens. The end of it is like, no, this was designed to take the time. So that's what it needs to do. Then that's what I think I'm gonna like about Spider Noir is it takes the time. You know, even if it's only 8 episodes, that's still almost 8 hours of content as opposed to squishing it all into 2.
So when is this? May 26th.
So the next thing is He-Man. Like He-Man's coming up soon, like next week, I think.
Okay, so Mandalorian and Grogu over the weekend, and it was an extended weekend, grossed in America, in North America, 98 million, which is not good. But globally, apparently, it's already surpassed its budget, which I think the budget was something like 167 million or somewhere around there.
I read somewhere that 146 million is what it cost to make.
Okay.
And in their opening weekend, they basically was able to break 146 million. Okay. But that's just cost to make. That has nothing to do with the marketing.
And there was quite a bit of marketing, I feel like, for it. It popped up a lot of times for me.
When they developed like shows for it on Disney Plus, which, you know, I know those shows are glorified marketing anyways,
right?
But like they still have to pay people to make that stuff.
There was like kind of a disgusting bit of cross promotion on it was a post on YouTube, because, you know, channels can make posts, the FX channel, and it was like, part of what was so cringy about it was that it was written as one of those, like, I don't know, just felt like, all right. It looks like we're streaming again on YouTube. I wonder what that's going to be like in the replay. Waiting for Jesse to rejoin. That was my bad. My internet connection took a nosedive. I don't know what happened. Bear with me. Oh. Maybe I need to rejoin. Oh, hey, there we go. I think we're back. I'll know in just a second here. Seems like we are, but we're not getting... Where is... Okay, we're there's a little bit of a delay, but we're back.
There we are, yep.
Yeah, you were checking too. Yeah, me too. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a mess. That was on my end. I don't know what the deal was. My router was like restarting internet. It's like, well, why would you do that? Why would you do that? What good does telling me do? I mean, I guess I'm glad it told me, but why? I don't remember what I was saying. It wasn't that important. Oh, the cringy.
You were talking about the cringy FX thing, yeah.
Because it was the whole thing, like so and so from the Bear did the voice of Jabba the Hutt's son in The Mandalorian Grogu, and I don't think I can ever stop. I don't think I'll ever be able to stop talking about it. And it's like, you're a brand. Stop it. It just had that like, and I can't even feel to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, stop it, FX. I think you can stop talking about it. And then the other thing was like, Jabba the Hutt's son. I don't need that. I don't care about Jabba the Hutt's son. What is this? That's like,
and that's the character that Ahsoka rescues in the very first Clone Wars movie. Do you remember that? Was it Stinky? Does she call him Stinky in that? I don't even know. That one, that movie is such a bizarre piece because it doesn't match the show that would come as a result of that movie at all.
Weird. Yeah. Whatever. They're just doing their thing. They're doing their like expanded universe thing.
Right.
It's just, I'm not a Star Wars nerd, and all of my favorite Star Wars like spin-off properties have been the things that are right when they feel when they're like the least connected to Star Wars as possible. Like Mandalorian, when it was just doing it's an Eastern Western episodic thing. I loved that. And what was
Yeah.
the one like political thriller?
Andor,
man. Andor was great
Yeah.
too. Anyway, just tell great stories in the universe. I don't need to know Jabba the Hutt's son.
Well, and I feel like that's the thing is like they're trying to make this a Star Wars movie. It's like that's not what made The Mandalorian great.
Right.
Mandalorian was great because it was set in that universe and we were seeing a different piece of it.
Right. Exactly. Whatever. It's fine. I do want to see the movie. Maybe not enough to go to the theater though.
And then let's see. So we've got Spider-Man Brand New Day coming up, and we've got Supergirl. Those are the two big ones I can think of.
I do want to see Supergirl. I'm very interested to see how that turns out.
Yeah. And then and I already mentioned He-Man's next week. I'm sure there's other big ones I'm totally missing, but like as far as comic book properties, those are the big comic movies of the summer that I can think of.
I kind of thought He-Man looked good. I mean, there's so much potential for it to be trash, but like the production looks really good. I thought it looked nice. They're going.
What was it?
They're going for it.
Oh, I think one of the things was that it was a Scary Movie. There was something was beating Grogu, and it was like, oh man, that's beating the Mandalorian movie. Yikes!
It could be Scary Movie.
Was Scary Movie even out yet?
Oh, maybe not. Oh, let's see. Disney Star Wars. Oh, that's Cosmic Book News. I don't like that.
Oh, well, I mean, that may be the story that I saw.
They think Backrooms. Well, I know Backrooms is coming out soon. I think it looks like people expect that'll outdo it. And that's kind of a low budget horror movie. But Backrooms also kind of has some hype because that's like it's a very much a creepypasta thing. I'm excited for Backrooms because I think it was like a creepypasta. It started off just like as liminal space pictures type stuff and creepypasta vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few YouTube channels that made videos about it, but like one of the more prolific ones was a guy made a ton of videos, like Backrooms videos that are really well done and great production, awesome, made by primarily, I mean, there were other people involved, but like primarily helmed by a kid in high school. And A24 signed him before he was even out of high school to make a feature film of it. They had to wait till he graduated. He's like 20 now, and the movie's finally like about to come out. So I think there's a little bit of hype. People are excited for that. And then I wonder if the other movie would have been Obsession. Sorry, doing a little.
I'm trying to think what even is out right now. I mean, like that's the state of movies in general right now is like.
AV Club says Mandalorian and Grogu tops box office, but Obsession makes a giant leap forward, jumping up nearly 40% its second week. Obsession is another one I'm super excited about from a YouTuber. Directed by Curry. What's his last name? How you not even have his last name in there? Curry Barker. He's part of a two-man team that made on YouTube. They have their channels primarily comedy sketches. At one point, they made a horror film or thriller type film, but very much in the style of all their other YouTube videos, and put it on their YouTube channel. And it was legitimately really decent. And even their comedy sketches, their sense of humor kind of goes into the extreme and is pretty dark. And his horror movie, like I don't remember what company is putting that one out, but he got signed to make a feature film, and that's just coming out. And the trailer, when I seen the trailer, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is totally his vibe. And apparently that's doing very well, so I'm excited for that too.
This all makes me think of Onyx, the Fortuitous.
Right.
Which I think he's coming. He's like he just finished a Kickstarter for whatever his new thing is.
Really?
And it's like he's redoing a mockumentary or whatever, or not a mockumentary. He's making a mockumentary of an actual documentary they saw as a kid or whatever. It's like something in the toy box, Terror of the Toy Box, and it was like basically how the toys of the 80s were like satan, the whole satanic panic kind of thing. But he's basically doing what he did with the original Onyx stuff, where he's like plugging himself into a thing. But he's like, this is basically that leveled up. Like, this is taking what I used to do and now making it, like this much more. It was pretty impressive, like how he plugged himself into something that already existed. Which I know that was the original thing, the Wendy's,
right?
Wendy's did or something, whatever. Yeah,
somebody like drove into a building or something, and then and
then he expands it and makes it more of like a horror movie kind of thing, and it's got like Leather Daddy Smurfs as one of the like character designs or whatever. I was looking at it, and then they've got like a reverse pentagram Care Bear, and like it'll be fun. It'll be fun if you like that kind of thing, which I kind of do.
I guess Hollywood or whatever was so resistant to like, and to be fair, some of the YouTubers that did get a crack at movies early on did not make great movies necessarily, but I feel like the studio's been so resistant about pulling talent from YouTube, but YouTube's been around so long, I think they've got a pretty solid pool because
and even Dropout got nominated, like Game Changer got nominated for an Emmy, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sam was pushing for Emmy pretty hard. I noticed online. I seen posts about it. Is that back on, or it's coming back?
I think they dropped the first episode of Game Changer. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, Game Changer. That's tempting.
Well, I'm not caught up yet, but like this season of Dimension 20 is so fun. I mean, like I don't know what it is, but it's like it's time for vampires again. Like I've been watching Mayfair Witches on AMC Plus, and Vampire Lestat's coming out here at the beginning of June.
I'm excited for that.
And and so it's like, it's time. I even went back and because I've got AMC Plus, and then I realized, Walking Dead is actually on Netflix of all things. Like they have every other iteration of The Walking Dead on that app. But I was like, where's The Walking Dead?
They don't have.
I never finished The Walking Dead. I need to finish it, And I think I've been watching it on Netflix because it's like I can't find it. They have like, I think that what they've done is they've done like an origins thing. Like they have blocks where it's like, oh, you need to know more about this character. Here's a block, and we can do that. But I think they have a deal with Netflix, so I think they have to leave, The Walking Dead alone, maybe.
Huh. Yeah, I jumped on that. AMC Plus deal too. $30 for a year.
It's a really good deal.
It's a good deal.
It's like what, $2 a month or something. It was ridiculous.
And I think in June sometime they'll get the Modern Who catalog. And I've been feeling.
I forgot about that piece. Yeah, that'll be.
That's how we even discovered they had the deal going, because we were talking about AMC because of that news story. But yeah, Vampire Lestat, and really for those reasons alone, I was like, I got to jump on this. But I started watching.
That was the nail in the The nail in the coffin.
Oh, vampires.
It's vampires. There's a reference there.
I hope this next season's good. It's been a very good show. Oh,
Mayfair Witches, the first season was like kind of rough. I don't know, but like the second season has been good.
Really?
I was like, I think the second season's better than the first season.
I think
like,
after
I think so.
Interview with the Vampire season 2, Melanie and I tried it, but we bounced off of it kind of hard.
It was rough. I remember being like, this is not as good.
Right.
But season 2, they really picked it up, and they even spin in one character, Felix, which was like the vampire that Lestat made. I want to say after Claudia and then like after they took off, and he was just like making vampires because he needed people.
I started watching, even though I didn't realize, even though it's over 10 years old now, the first season, Fargo, the TV series.
Oh, that's supposed to be really good. I've never seen it. Yeah.
Right. Well,
obviously I saw the movie and loved it, but
yeah, I was curious. I think my initial reaction was like, how are you gonna make a TV show out of Fargo? But yeah, I mean, I think it lasted 5 seasons maybe. So it's been over for a while, but I always heard good things. So I finally gave it a chance, and I burned through the first 2 seasons pretty quick.
Wow.
I stopped. It's one of those things where every season, it's a little bit like American Horror Story, where every season's kind of a contained thing, but there are branches. Like season 1 has a very loose tie to the movie. And season 2 is very much kind of a prequel, or has a loose tie to the first season. After that, I don't know. But yeah, I burned through 2 seasons of that pretty quick. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And revisiting a little bit of Twin Peaks around the same time, I was like, no wonder I like my moody foreign detective, my moody murder detective shows, usually I watch the foreign ones where it's like small rural areas, it's snowy, and I was watching Twin Peaks and then Fargo, and I was like, oh yeah, this is right up my alley. I get it. But yeah, I couldn't believe it was like 2015 or something that first season started. I was like, oh, it's been over 10 years.
That's crazy.
I only wait 10 years. I don't watch anything till it's 10 years old.
Well, speaking of 10 years old, we're going back to Comic-Con.
Right. 10 years, huh?
10 years. Yeah.
I did see a couple posts about it. This will segue into like, what do you got going on? What you up to?
I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, basically, oh boy, it seems like the last 2 weeks have been wild because we took off just 1 week. Is that right?
I think so. Just last
week. Needed a week off because it was the end of the school year and I had like everything going on. But like I had a bunch of cool things happen since we last streamed for all those people that are still watching even after our internet crash here.
Right.
Anyhow, if you're listening to this in the future, yeah, I had a flash fiction. So, the Snowman story that I was doing. I had one of those published on a site. It's not easy to spell. Lothlorien journal is
right
where it wound up, but it was the exact change one. So it's like one of the very first flash pieces that I wrote. Because originally I wrote the short story, right? And then I was like, I'm gonna do more. And this was like the first of those flashes that I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see what would it be like if someone paid exactly this exact amount, kind of thing. And it's the only thing in the store that's even got a price tag, and it's like it was there for him all along. And I was pretty pumped. To get an acceptance letter, even if it is published online. Like I prefer to get it published in print, but I couldn't pass this up. I was like, I think a lot of places do an initial print on the web anyways. Like even a lot of my poetry that I get published, which does come out in print, it winds up being on the web too. So
there's a comment on that. Have you noticed there's a
I
comment?
know her, and it is good. It is a good comment though. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool, and I like that story too. And I like that store, like how even when it's kind of like doing a nice thing, it's like such a passive aggressive, ominous vibe to it.
I don't know where it gets it from.
Right.
It was like, oh man, like writing those, I'm just like, what's wrong with me? You know, like there's a like, because I would get a daily prompt or whatever, and that's what would like spark these things and be like, I think that one literally was exact change was like the prompt, and I was like, okay, here we go, you know. And then there were other ones, and it was like a lot of them wound up being like people who are grieving would find this store, and then they would get something to help them like deal with their grief, and then it would just go horribly wrong.
Right. Well, that's
I think what is wrong with me?
That's part of I think why what I really like about these series of short stories you've done is because you could see the stereotypical like horror bad ending, and you could see the stereotypical like feel good ending, and you're just like, why not both, but also neither?
Why should they be happy?
Yeah, right.
They can continue, but they don't have to be happy.
They don't have to be happy. They won't be. None of us are happy here.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're interested in my fiction, maybe this is like a word of caution. It's not always gonna work out that way.
I don't find it like depressing or anything. It's just like so even this one's like, oh man, nobody like, even this guy can't catch a break. Sometimes
especially the first couple, like I wouldn't say that I had a formula for the first couple, but it was like a lot of them always kind of hit, like the first couple especially kept hitting that same almost note, whereas like because the first one was like, oh well, he made it right with the shop, but that doesn't mean his life was good. you know, it's
right.
Like, well, he paid for the thing and he gave it back, but also now everyone knows who he is and he can't be a thief anymore.
But I find that so much more interesting to read, and I find it to be, your writing does good at creating like a vibe, a feel, and I find it much more sticky than a story otherwise would be, where you think about it later and you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Right.
Like, I can't quite shake that off yet.
I think that's why I've like leaned more into that flash fiction, because it's like I like the chorus. I don't want to write the whole song. I just want to write the hook. I want to write the part that everybody listens to.
I like it. And it's not easy. It's not easy to write. I feel like, at least from my perspective, it's not easy to come up with a short thing that feels still cohesive and complete. But also that's kind of the beauty of, I also like that you have the snowman and the store as like a connecting device between, like the stories are totally not connected, but you have this thing that works as almost like a framing device in an anthology series.
Yeah. When that's eventually what I want to do with it. But
it's a good springboard.
First I want to try and farm it out a little bit so that, you know, once I've got enough that I'm like, oh, okay, this one got published here, so I know this one's good, and this one got published there, so I know that one's good, and you know, and then I can have a few that I just want in there too.
Yeah, awesome.
I got really nice feedback in my acceptance letter too. Well, it was basically very encouraging to be like, hey, keep sending us these.
Oh, nice.
Like, okay, don't you threaten me with a good time.
Right.
Be careful what you wish for. I got a few of these. I did the whole month of February, so here we go.
How often was that? How often Flash
It
fiction?
was like every day. It was like every day. I don't know how I had that much time.
That's crazy.
I mean, some of them are really short.
Oh,
This one
sure.
was on the longer side, but I don't know. As I got going, as I got cooking on it, it was like bordering on long flash fiction, like mega
Right.
flash fiction.
You got into the flow, in the habit.
Yeah, it got easier, I guess, is part of it.
All right. Anything else you want to mention before we bounce out of here?
No, I mean, like that's the main thing. And then
oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off.
Well, Okamicon was like the lead in. So yeah, we're going back to that. We haven't been back in like 5 years, and we're almost like guests at this one. This is kind of fun. Like we got a pseudo announcement because I posted a bunch of stuff, and then Matt sent it. You know, like he posted or he shared my reel from the official account, which was cool.
Yeah, nice.
And very, very nice things being said, specifically about me. And like, that wasn't even the point. I was just like announcing that we were going. But like I got a lot of comments that were like, Jesse's such a genuine dude. I was like, oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do try to be. No.
Yeah, you've been hitting the local circuits for a long time. People know you. People know you.
I guess around here.
When is that happening? I don't remember.
That'll be in July. So
in July.
I want to say mid-July, so like 15, 16, 17 that's just off the top of my head. So that may be wrong, but I feel like I put that on a promo image recently. So I'm probably close.
All right. We'll remind you before we get there if you listen.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, that's it. So what about you? You got Untidy Radio Business?
I got Untidy Radio Business. Is it a Bit Rot weekend? I think it is. Ooh. I think it is. So Saturday on Untidy Radio, it's UNTIDY radio.com. New Edge of the Abyss. So if you want to hear some extreme metal, I am cutting Edge of the Abyss down to an hour. It's been 2 hours this whole time. And since I'm no longer doing them live, I'm pre-recording them. I'm still doing them on Friday. I haven't my initial idea is like, I don't have to wait till Friday to do it anymore. You know, for new music, I can get them ready before. I'm still doing them Friday. But now that I'm pre-recording them, usually during the day before Melanie gets home from work, I'm feeling that 2 hour runtime a lot more. So I was like,
oh, sure.
I'm going to trim them down to an hour. So whatever, an hour of extreme metal, death metal, thrash, mostly a little bit of black metal. And then that'll be noon Central Time, Saturday on untidyradio.com. And then Bit Rot, I'm pretty sure it's a Bit Rot weekend. That's every other weekend. It'll be an hour of a wide variety of electronic music that I put together. And that'll be on the same radio station at 3 p.m. Central Time, I believe. Yeah. I enjoy doing those. It's fun. And then next, I think I'm finally going to release an album next week. So not tomorrow, but next Friday.
I feel like you buried the lead there.
I did. I
should have left with that or led with that. Yeah.
The album's been ready for like 2 years, and I sidetracked myself, and then I started dragging my feet, and then for the last year, didn't really want to I just didn't want to do anything.
So is this a full-blown Super Science joint, or is this
it's Super Science? Yeah, it's Super Science. I mean, I'm getting into the music where at a certain point I should be like, this should just be its own thing, but I'm probably just going to loop everything into Super Science. It fits though close enough to what I've been doing the last few years. Super Science, 8 tracks, so technically a full album, called The Wastes. And this is very much it's been done for a while. I saw
you were putting together some images.
Yeah.
Were you sharing those on Blue Sky or Threads or
both? I think I actually published that or posted that on both. Yeah, because I had a couple of it's one of those things where I had a concept early on for the album cover, and like I did it. It's just not. It never kind of turned out the way I want. Like I'm just not really happy with
Mhm.
it. So I did a couple variations on it and put that up and got some opinions. Um, and ultimately, I'm gonna go with one of them. But like, it's definitely a case of like, it's fine. I don't love it. It's not. It didn't live up to what I was going for, what I had in my head.
Mhm.
But it in a way, like the music's fine too. In a way, that's the whole album. It was one thing
Oh,
where it was one of those things where I was
it's
like,
the wastes.
it's the waste. I was super stoked for this album for a time period,
Mm.
and then I started having second guessing myself, which I think probably started with the album cover, and then it was like 2 years later, and I was like, you know what? I just need to put this thing out. I've got like another
Mm.
one waiting after that one, so like I just need to get this
Perfect
out.
is the enemy of done.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's fine. And it's decent. At a certain point, I was very happy with it. So I'll trust past Randy, and we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
If that's not I need to lose that
Yeah.
attitude though.
Glowing endorsement for
I
it.
need to
Yeah.
lose that attitude when I actually push it
Yeah.
out and be like, "Hey, listen
It's
to this."
not gonna waste anyone's time.
It's fine. If you're mad about it, the title's the waste. What'd you expect? Start naming all my future albums after like trash, rubbish,
Dead detritus.
detritus, junk. That's several albums right there. That'll get me through the next few years at least.
Refuse.
Right. That way, if anybody's like, "This sucks," I'll be like, "Yeah, look at the album title. I warned you." I kind of love that idea.
Well, it'd be perfect. So you could do a launch on Untidy Radio, because it's like a trash theme. And it's
You're
untidy.
right. It's untidy. Like, come enjoy this mess.
And when you're done with that, you can visit Cheru's shop. You'll leave feeling great.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to this junk and read these short stories. It'll be uplifting.
You all wonder why we've been doing this show together for so long.
I'm glad we've maintained. I feel like we've both gotten a little bit more like crotchety about things, and we've maintained about the same level as we've aged. It's good. It's good. Because if one of us got too far ahead of the other one, it could be trouble. Nobody wants to hang out with a crotchety old man, except for maybe other crotchety old men,
right?
Or women. One last thing. This reminds me. This has nothing to do. This is like a clip of somebody I seen on Reddit today, but it was a clip of a reactor. I'm ashamed to say I've been watching reaction channels lately, not to TikToks or anything, but to TV shows like It's Always Sunny, stuff like that. There is some amount of fun in watching someone experience like a thing you enjoy for the first time, getting their reactions. I do enjoy that. I find I'll find a new channel and be like, okay, these guys are pretty good. They have interesting things to say. They have good reactions. And then like a season or two in, I'll be like, I hate these guys. I'm going to stop watching these guys. These guys are idiots.
Sure. Like they get good at it, and then it doesn't feel authentic anymore.
Right. Or you could definitely tell with a lot of them that there's like, especially like when they start a show for the first time, if they're really enjoying it, like they're into it. And you could tell there's a certain point where it's just like, no, it's a job again. It's just another one of like 7 series they're promoting on their Patreon or whatever.
Right.
Also very legally.
Watch us watch things on Patreon.
Oh, they all have it. Like legally, it's very shaky. So coming to Grawlix Patreon in the future.
Right, where we're gonna do all the shaky stuff.
Yeah. Why not? We played it pretty straight, pretty clean these last 10, 12 years.
It was like, well, it's been a good decade. We've had a good run. Now it's time to play fast and loose with the law.
Fast and loose. Piracy.
Yeah.
We're just gonna cash out.
It's good. Get ready for Grawlix the Wastes.
Right. Okay. Anyway, my whole point was a clip of some reaction channel. And I think I'm going to watch some of her videos now. A lady watching Doctor Who, reacting to Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
And like the clip was from like a few days ago. So she just started the series not too long ago. So she's not like a
Where'd
long
she
time.
start?
She new modern Who.
Okay.
Eccleston 9.
Like Eccleston? Okay.
Yeah. 2005 forward Who.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I feel like a lot of reactors wouldn't get too far if they started in the classic series.
No.
But it was she got to I'm guessing it was her most recent episode. She got to 11's regeneration into 12. Wait, is that right? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And the clip on somebody shared on Reddit anyway, it's just she's just like bawling, and she says something to the effects of like, his face isn't even friendly. He looks like a crotchety psycho old man. I'm sure I'll love him eventually though. It's just like, or I'm sure I'll love him though, or something like that. But it reminded me of all the, like, there was clips of young girls who were into Doctor Who when Capaldi was announced, and there a lot of reactions where they just like, he's old, just like freaking out. It's like, well, yeah, the Doctor hasn't always been young sexy boy. Like, this is more typically a Doctor. Yeah. So it reminded me of that, but at the same time, so her reaction was she had a very adverse reaction to him looking intense and unfriendly and old, but it was also like, but I'm still gonna love him, I'm sure, eventually.
So good. It's so good. Like, every time I go back to Capaldi, any Capaldi, and there's some duds, but like, it seems like anytime I hit a Capaldi episode, I'm not disappointed. It's kind of like watching an Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. Like, yeah, this story's probably gonna be awful, but you're just gonna watch him do his thing, and you're gonna be like, yeah, he's a good Iron Man.
There's a YouTube channel, I think, is it Clever Dick Studios, something like that, that does like exclusively like Doctor Who, like really well produced, like Doctor Who retrospective / documentary type things.
Oh, fun.
About every Doctor. But I'm sure he also has like a day job and stuff, but it takes a long time between, because his videos,
I mean, like, I can't imagine what the fourth Doctor would be like that would have to be
right.
like,
yeah, I don't remember if he broke them into parts, because he finally just released Capaldi era, and it's like a 2-hour video, and it goes through it's like his opinions in there as well, like it's a little bit like that, but also like kind of factual and like going through the stories and stuff like that, and really well done. But I watched that, and it took him like 2 years from his last one to like get this one done, but it made me want to rewatch a bunch of Capaldi stuff, because some of it's so good. He spent a lot of time on Heaven Sent, of course. But yeah, Capaldi is great.
He's so good.
It's crazy how much guff we used to give Moffat on this show.
Oh yeah.
Given what the Chibi and RTD2 eras gave us after that, we used to rag on Moffat so hard.
We were so ready for something new, and then we got something new. And we're like, oh God, why did we ever want this?
Right.
But then, but the Torchwood of it all, we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get not Torchwood. We're gonna get the Broadchurch. The Broadchurch of it all is like, oh yeah, Broadchurch. That's what we're gonna have.
That is part of it. That is part of it. I was so hyped because Broadchurch season 2 was kind of a mess, but like at the time, I was like, Broadchurch season 1 is one of the finest like seasons of television ever made.
Oh, it's so good.
And it probably still stands up if I revisit it again. I've revisited it several times. That's how decent it was. So I was so pumped for Chibnall. Wow.
Yeah, I remember being pumped too. And I was like, oh, and Jodie Whittaker? Perfect. Right? Nope.
Nobody's ever going to, and you shouldn't. But you could track our opinions on. I think when we started talking about Doctor Who, Moffat was already in there. We were already into. Capaldi was the first like new Doctor while I think we were doing the show, because that was the first new Doctor I was a fan for. Because I don't think I got into it till Smith had been in it a little bit.
Right.
Or maybe it just switched over to Smith.
When Smith was really starting to feel very like the fairy tale thing was getting well overdone.
Yeah.
With 11. And so anytime you even got a whiff of that with 12, we were like, oh, he's on that fairy tale thing. You know, like the superhero Christmas special or whatever, you know, like that kind of a thing.
Right.
But I would argue that one probably still is a lot of fun. And I think I had a lot of fun with it at the time. But the 12th Doctor Christmas specials were weird.
Yes.
It's like one of them Santa Claus and one of them, but they always had gems. Like, why would aliens want to come here? You look at your cinema. Look at what. Yeah.
And the movie Alien is offensive. It's so offensive or whatever.
Yes.
They make a horror movie just called Alien or Aliens. So you said that was offensive. That's very funny.
But yeah, especially those early ones is like, yeah, these Christmas specials are weird.
I mean, it's kind of inground into the series. Like, it's not like there's ever been like a 10 out of 10 perfect era. Right. Like, there's cringe all throughout all of it. Like,
yeah,
there's embarrassing stuff. That's just kind of the show. It's a little bit of like, it's still supposed to be fun and kind of goofy and family friendly.
Right.
Sometimes it goes a little too far. I still hate the farting aliens. That's just the worst. It's the worst thing.
Sure, yeah.
But you still get good chunks of writing and acting and execution. Most of the time, you just get a lot less of that during certain periods.
Right.
Anyway, I guess in a way, sorry, Moffat. We were real hard on you.
All right, we were wrong.
You gave me my favorite Doctor, and probably my favorite era. So,
man, yeah,
that's hard to say because parts of RTD, the first run of RTD, parts of that era is probably some of the best stuff or my favorite stuff. But Capaldi's still my favorite Doctor. So, anyway, we can't get on Doctor Who now. It's already 10 o'clock. We need to stop.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse, for joining me.
Yeah.
Having a nice chat. Melanie will be back at some point, I'm sure. Maybe. It just depends.
Yeah.
Just depends.
She's gonna be like the John Barrowman of the show, where like she's pseudo canceled, but not really. She'll just say offensive stuff once in a while, but like she'll pop in and say offensive stuff, and then like, when will we see Captain Jack next?
Right,
Captain Melanie.
It's almost how she was in the early days. Not so much on Grawlix, but there's been times I've had to edit Melanie.
Sure.
I remember there was a bit of hesitation when we decided to start doing live stream.
Oh yeah.
But nah, she's done great. She's still not above, I think, throwing out something cancel worthy if we're not careful, though.
Right. She's a lot more careful than she used to be, though.
She is for sure.
State of the world will do that to you.
Right.
There's so little people that care anymore that it's like, we gotta care.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Really, the only word that's become more appropriate to throw around now is the R word. but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
what a
It's
weird
not
one.
really. But it is interesting to see how many people are just like, all right,
They're bringing it back for whatever reason.
yeah,
Like, why?
because
Just because you can?
yeah, because they were told no.
Yeah. Sometimes the answer is no.
Sometimes no means no.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching or listening, I should say. Oh, I still have now streaming on rockradio.live on the YouTube graphic. I need to get that off there. I'll update that eventually. I mean, you could go there. I don't know if there's anything there now.
Right.
Have a great weekend. Thursdays can get bent.
They can.